Chapter 20. The Viper's Court. The capital of Vaeloria, Aelthyr, sprawled across a jagged plateau overlooking the Bloodvale River's crimson churn, its spires piercing a sky bruised with storm clouds. The city was a fortress of black stone and starlit crystal, its walls etched with runes that pulsed faintly, relics of a time when Aelthyr's priests ruled unopposed. Narrow streets twisted through slums of sagging wood and mud, where merchants hawked glowing sap and star-shatter vials, their voices drowned by the clang of smiths and the wail of street preachers. Above, noble districts glittered, their manors draped in silk banners, gardens blooming with starbloom despite the city's decay. The air reeked of ash and ambition, a heady mix of incense from Aelthyr's temples and the rot of overflowing gutters. Vaelorians were a hardy lot, scarred traders, superstitious labourers, and nobles with eyes like knives, all bound by fear of the gods and hunger for power. Their culture wove faith and betrayal into a brutal tapestry. Blood duels were sport, loyalty a currency, and star-shattered dens doubled as shrines where devotees glimpsed divine visions or lost their souls. At the city's heart loomed Aelthyr's palace, a labyrinth of obsidian towers and vaulted halls, its throne room a cavern of polished bone and crystal chandeliers that flickered like trapped stars. King Aelthyr Vaelorian, the star-crowned tyrant, sat on a throne of blackened steel, his gaunt frame draped in crimson velvet frayed at the edges, a breastplate etched with Aelthyr's runes glinting beneath. His silver hair, streaked grey, was bound with a circlet of star gems that pulsed faintly, his pale blue eyes glinting with paranoia. At 52, he ruled Vaeloria with an iron grip, but his court was a viper's nest, nobles scheming for favour, priests twisting faith into power, and mercenaries loyal only to coin. The Starshrine, a temple south of the city pulsing with divine energy, was his obsession, its power the key to his dream of godhood. Yet threats gnawed at his reign. Kryndar's border skirmishes drained his coffers, Zithara's mystics whispered rebellion, and rumours of a child-slaving ring tied to his court stirred unrest, with Bitterroot's mayor, Gavin Torm, now dead under murky circumstances. Aelthyr's family was a cauldron of drama, their bonds frayed by his tyranny. His queen, Lismera, 40, was a shadow of her youth, her beauty faded by years of his neglect, her green eyes dull with Starshatter's haze. She lingered in her chambers, weaving tapestries of star gods, whispering to ghosts of lost children. Their son, Prince Vaelor, 22, was a reckless brute, his dark hair and cruel smile a mirror of Aelthyr's youth, but his ambition outstripped his skill. Vaelor's duels in the streets, sanctioned by his father's honour laws, left bodies and enemies in his wake, his latest scandal a tryst with a Kryndar spy that threatened war. Their daughter, Princess Erynn, 18, was a quiet storm, her raven hair and sharp grey eyes hiding a mind that rivaled her father's. She studied Zitharan texts in secret, her defiance cloaked in obedience, plotting to escape Aelthyr's control. The siblings clashed, Vaelor's swagger against Erynn's cunning, while Lismera's silence fueled their resentment, leaving Aelthyr to navigate a family as fractured as his kingdom. Amid this chaos stood High Wizard Voryn Thal, a man whose shadow loomed larger than his frame. At 60, Voryn was a gaunt figure, his wild black beard streaked with silver, his deep-set eyes burning like coals beneath a heavy brow. His robes, indigo and tattered, shimmered with stardust, and a staff of gnarled ironwood topped with a crystal that hummed with eerie light never left his hand. His voice was a low, hypnotic rasp, weaving charm and menace in equal measure. Voryn had clawed his way from obscurity, a bastard son of a blood-wild hermit, raised among star cults, his visions of Aelthyr and Voryn earning him both reverence and fear. He'd arrived in Aelthyr's court a decade ago, a wandering seer offering prophecies that saved the king from a coup. His miracles, curing Lysmera's fever, guiding Vaelor through a storm-lost hunt, cemented his place, his counsel now Aelthyr's lifeline. Yet beneath his mystic aura, Voryn nursed a hunger to sit on the throne, to wield the Starshrine's power as his own, a secret he guarded with serpentine cunning. The throne room buzzed with tension this evening, courtiers in silk and steel whispering behind jeweled fans. Aelthyr leaned forward, his bone-ringed fingers drumming the throne, eyes flicking to Voryn, who stood at his right, staff glowing faintly. "Speak, wizard," Aelthyr rasped, voice as smooth as barbed wire. "Kryndar's raiders hit our trade routes again. My knights grow fat on bribes, and the Starshrine's priests demand more blood. What do your visions show?" Voryn's lips curled, his eyes glinting with feigned devotion. "Aelith's light reveals paths, my king," he said, voice rolling like thunder over a calm sea. "Kryndar's lords are bold but divided. Strike their Ashen Keep fort and they'll kneel. The Starshrine hungers, true, but its power is yours to claim. A ritual soon, with offerings pure, will bind it to your will." His words dripped wisdom, but his mind churned. Each offering strengthened his own link to the shrine. Each victory tightened his grip on Aelthyr's trust. A noble, Lord Corryn, stepped forward, his silver hair oiled, eyes narrow. "And bitter roots, Mayortorm, dead, they say, by an outsider's blade. Whispers tie him to, unsavory trades. If the people learn, they'll riot, sire." His tone was smooth, but fear flickered. His own star-shatter dealings risked exposure. Aelthyr's eyes flashed, paranoia surging. "Torm was a fool, but useful. Find the killer, Corryn, or your lands feed my knights. The people will bend, as always." He glanced at Voryn, seeking assurance. Voryn inclined his head, staff pulsing. "The killer is a spark, my king. My sources say he is touched by stars. He vanished after murdering Torm. Send your Starblades. Let them snuff this flame before it spreads." His voice soothed, but his heart raced. The killer's scars, whispered in his visions, threatened his plans. He needed Aelthyr, distracted, the shrine unguarded. Prince Vaelor lounged against a pillar, his sword bloodied from a fresh duel, a smirk curling his lips. "Let me hunt this killer, father. I'll carve his heart for Aelthyr." His eyes gleamed, craving glory. But Eryn's soft laugh cut through, sharp as a poison-tipped spear. "Glory, brother," she said, her grey eyes cold. "You'd trip over your ego before finding this killer in the wastes. The Starshrine's power needs wisdom, not bloodlust." Her words were a barb, aimed at Vaelor and Aelthyr, her defiance cloaked in jest. Aelthyr's fist slammed the throne, silencing the court. "Enough! Vaelor, you'll guard the shrine, not chase ghosts. Eryn, hold your tongue, or I'll marry you to a Kryndar pig." His voice shook, the family's cracks bared for all to see. Lysmera's absence hung heavy, her star-shatter haze a silent rebuke. Voryn stepped closer, his staff's light flaring, voice a soothing balm. "Peace, my king. The gods watch, and your reign is their will. Let me guide the ritual. Let Vaelor prove his strength. Let Eryn's mind serve your court. The Starshrine's light will bind all." His words wove unity, but his eyes flicked to the star gems in Aelthyr's circlet, imagining them his own. He'd stoke the king's paranoia, fan Vaelor's recklessness, and nudge Eryn's rebellion, each a pawn in his ascent. The court murmured, tension simmering, as Aelthyr nodded, mollified but wary. "See it done, Voryn. The shrine is mine, and no spark will dim it." His gaze swept the room, missing the wizard's shadow smile, a predator's promise. Outside, Aelthyr's spires loomed over a city of faith and filth, its people unaware of the court's rot. Voryn's visions whispered of a scarred boy, a blade in the dark, moving north to unravel his web. The wizard's heart burned with ambition. The Starshrine would be his, Aelthyr's throne a stepping stone to godhood. In Vaeloria's cruel dance, only the cunning survived, and Voryn Thal played for the crown.